So I saw Asmin react to the pyro thing slightly, but I didn't actually watch the pyro thing. So I need to see. There's like drama with fucking everybody. If you guys want to link some of the videos, I'll start watching them now. What's this? Bro, I wanted drama, man. I literally just want drama, man. I'm trying to help you. If you don't send me drama, we're gonna keep watching fucking Magic the Gathering shit. We're literally gonna keep watching Magic the Gathering shit if you don't send me the fucking drama. Send me the drama or else. Bro.
Yes, sir. Big dick, big dick.
If you'll notice, there is no longer an ACT on my screen. That's right, because from here on out, we're not doing that anymore. That's right. We're going to put something way more toxic in ACT's place, and that's Twitch chat. You think ACT...
Dude, ACT itself is never toxic. It's people who make it toxic. Look, ACT is toxic only because people are toxic about it. Live stream fails. Oh my god, there's actually so much drama. Final Fantasy Raider gets banned live on stream as part of a recent crackdown by Square.
Go last ball.
It's pretty good.
Yep.
We're clearing right now. That's both of them. He's at the.
Okay, this speed is
wall.
actually not too bad.
I can't target the other one.
Oh my god. You can target
He's
both of them.
at the wall.
You just might be out of range where you are?
Yeah, I can't.
Oh, I got
Can you just press
geoed.
tab?
Yeah, I'm clicking on pressing tab. I can't target him at all.
Oh, I think I'm gonna turn off my stream. I don't think I should stream this.
Wait, what happened?
I'm in jail.
Are you really?
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, you got
What
put out.
the?
What?
He's banned. He's gone.
I think I might be gone.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
told
he's
you.
banned.
What the fuck, top right?
Oh.
Ah!
You're single. You don't need anything more than a bike. Why do you own a car?
Oh my god, this is great.
Wait, I want to read just, what did that one say? Imagine playing a male character unironically.
Oh my god, this is
Please keep going so you can get your account banned and your character deleted faster.
great. Oh my god, who is that? Console players don't need add-ons, so why do you? But who asked?
Out of curiosity, have any console players ever cleared an ultimate? Like, are there any videos of console players doing ultimates? Many? Are they boarding or are they actually using a controller? Controller? Dude, how fucking hard is it? Many Japanese players still use console. I don't think there's anything wrong with using console. I just think console is always harder than using WASD mouse. Controller mapping is really good. Like, I think, I would assume in every game you're at a disadvantage if you play on a console. Doesn't mean that's impossible, right? It's just muscle memory. I mean, some things are just always going to be harder. The game is really controller friendly. I'll try.
Jesus Christ. Great community, by the way. Community
Guy's like the sacrificial lamb, so I feel bad for this guy. So they basically ban this motherfucker and then say, but we like the mod though. Yoink fucking bullshit.
Like, it is funny to laugh at the guy, right? Yeah, sure, right? But this is like the same thing.
That's
Like,
true.
it's like, that's funny in the same way that like kids
Wait,
laugh at like
same
a fat
shirt,
person
bro.
falling down stairs.
Oh,
or something
no.
like that. True. Like, why ruin the guy's whole prog for something?
I never use ACT. Never. I'm using Excel spreadsheet. But the great man has spoken again. Even Excel spreadsheet is part of third party, so it's no longer okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry guys, I let you go. Thank you for your effort. It's no
When did he go to NASA?
Bro, I'm gonna be completely honest. I think that it's really helpful to have the ability to see how much damage you're doing to benchmark whether or not you're improving. I have never used never used a third-party add-on for Final Fantasy XIV. And I thought that I was pumping during Prague. No, I'm serious. I've never used a third, like, I have actually legitimately never used, I have never even used G-Shade. I think if you need to change the colors of the game, you're not very good at it. But I thought that I was pumping during Prague. I thought that I was doing great. I was like, yeah, everything's fucking fine. Later, I found out from some people who were using calculators that maybe I didn't do the most damage. Don't you think that would have been helpful if I had a fucking clue that I wasn't doing good damage? It's really hard to focus on improving if you don't realize that there's a fucking problem, man. Like, how the fuck are you gonna improve? If you don't think that there's a problem, you're not gonna try to improve. Do I think, though, that it can change the entire dynamic of a game? Yes. Yes, it can. I played a little bit of Elder Scrolls Online. And I never used damage calculators with ESO, and I had a lot of fun. So I was like, man, this feels good. It's like, I don't know if this is my optimal rotation, but it feels good. And I wasn't playing with other people. I wasn't, you know, there wasn't anyone relying on me. I was just casually playing ESO. And I made my own rotation up, and I just enjoyed it. When you're doing endgame content, you kind of have a responsibility. Like, you're playing with other people. You have a responsibility to be honest with those people about how you want to play the game. And then you have to find people that want to play the game the same way that you do, so you don't waste anybody's time. I think that that's a social responsibility that all MMORPGs should have. A lot of toxicity comes from two people who are playing the game wanting different things. That is where a lot of the problems come from. It comes from one person who wants to be focused on clearing, and then one person who wants to have fun, right? So if you go into it and you don't just rush to find whatever people that you're going to play the game with instantly and just lie to them to try to play with them. Yo, thank you very much for that. Eski, thank you. THK, thank you. Celtics, thank you. If you don't, and the thing is nobody wants to wait to find the people to play the game, right? Everybody's like, oh shit, I got people to play with. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, lie. You're just lying to try to get a group as quickly as possible. If you are honest with people about how you want to play the game, you probably won't have as many problems. Now, the other problem is the rest of the toxicity comes from people with very, very tiny private parts. Or very large private parts, maybe. I don't know. Misshapen private parts. They have such a chip on their shoulder, and they're trying to prove all of their self-worth. They're trying to prove everything about their life with the amount of damage that they're doing in a game, and by trying to be better than someone else. People try to prove that they're better than somebody else when they don't think that they're good at all. That is where a lot of that comes from. There is a competitive spirit that's very human and very cool, but I think a lot of people who value themselves a lot, they don't feel the need to compare themselves to other people. They compare themselves to themselves. When I think about what I want to use ACT for, it's to, first of all, marvel at the amount of damage that some of the people I know do. Right? I want to see what Sphia can do. I want to see what Whoops can do. Just because I genuinely respect what they're able to do. You know? I think it's so fucking cool because I love Final Fantasy XIV, for example. It's pretty clear ACT wasn't the problem this time. We're going to get into that. We need to go through a full history of everything that happened, right? Because I don't know everything. I'm kind of... I watched like 5 minutes of Asmon stream and I've seen Twitter. And Final Fantasy XIV has some of the worst people in the world playing it. It does. Every single game on the internet has some of the worst people fucking playing it. And I think one of the funny things is you can always see the toxic people really come out anytime that a game starts to do well that was maybe slept on for a little while. Because with Final Fantasy, more people coming to the game was great for the game. And people panicked because people started to play the game. They literally started to panic and freak out. And that was because their identity was, I play a game that other people don't play. And those people usually tend to be pretty toxic. I love Final Fantasy XIV, right? Why would I ever want to keep that from someone else to try to make myself special? It's a pretty big red flag if you want to make somebody else's life worse just to create a feeling for yourself that you're somehow unique. And there are obviously a lot of people who are like that, but most of the people in Final Fantasy XIV wanted to build a community. There are people who literally used my stream, for example, as a way to make a community that literally has nothing to do with me anymore, right? I'm still a part of it, but it's way bigger than me. Like, Booba set up this incredible FC. She did all of these incredible things. She used the stream with a lot of people as a vehicle to find people who love the game, and then built an incredible community. And a lot of the people who watch the stream are a part of that community. That's bigger than me. I didn't do fucking shit to deserve that. Like Booba literally found a way to find more people who love the game and celebrate the game. That's a beautiful thing. That is the Final Fantasy XIV community that I love. That is the Final Fantasy XIV community that I am proud to be a part of. That is the Final Fantasy XIV community that I think really deserves credit for being a special place on the internet. And the funny thing is people think if you say that about a game, that means that other games can't have a special community. Just because one game has a great community doesn't mean that another game can't have a great community. My goal is to get the world first machinist clear in Dragon Song. That's my goal. That is my goal. It's actually possible. I could get a world first. Wait, somebody got it? I lost. Did I actually lose? Wait, is that real? Wait, who got it? Which machinist got it? Why the fuck were they playing machinist? Don't they have a third-party tool? Machinist is terrible. Where's their third-party tools to tell them to play something else? Jesus Christ. Oh no, I lost world first. Is this real? Am I allowed to look at this website? Am I gonna get banned? God damn it. I lost my world first, huh? World second? Yeah, I guess I'll get world second, but that just means I'm stooping down to Svia's level. Alright, let's watch this.
Oh my fucking god, man. I totally get what Zeno meant. I just found a funny gif. Might as well, you should use it. Okay, let's see this. Alright, here we go. Did you check Lost Ark costume contest? Yeah,
PoE League tomorrow? Yeah, I'm playing PoE tomorrow.
Okay. And it's his job, so it should be taken seriously. I don't know, like, it's his job, like, yeah, but you're not his boss, right? I mean, like, what are you trying to do? You're trying to, like, who are you to tell people whose job something is? Like, it's just a website. Who cares about it? You know what I mean? It's just weird. Like, why is this important that you are able to? I think there's people that try to, you know, they always have this idea in their head where they have to administer accountability to someone that they don't even fucking know for something they have nothing to do with. This doesn't affect anybody. Shut the fuck up. Like, curb your self-importance, okay? It's not that big of a deal. Let's go back over here. All right, let's see here.
I want to wrestle Asmon.
What's this video? No third-party tool that helps you complete the content easier. According to your TOS, Discord is a third-party tool, too. Yeah.
Yoshi P is actually the coolest motherfucker alive. He's so fucking cool, man.
Yeah. That's just about it.
Did you quit Lost Ark? No, I didn't.
Yep. That's literally just about fucking it. That's exactly how I would fucking feel listening to that shit.
Yeah, Falky, I actually have.
I would be pretty annoyed by it as well. Disingenuous? Well, I think it's very simple, right? Is that, does the game interact? Like, I want to say it's fucking hilarious to see the streamer drama, because you know well it's a streamer-only problem, right? You can mod your game in any way if you have 90-plus IQ, and if you don't show it in your content, like, I don't know, the world fucking first race, there's no way Square Enix can see what's happening on the client side. If you're an average player, you're fine. I don't think we should cry because the special streamer treatment is over. Well, it's not special streamer treatment. I think this is just like, this is like a I hate streamers post. I find these to be so cringe because it has nothing to do with them being streamers. It has everything to do with them posting the thing. If you go and you post the content and then somebody reports you for it, you're going to get in trouble for it too. It's nothing that is unique to streamers. It's just the fact that people are seeing their content. Yeah, it's just, I find that to be so obnoxious, man. I hate that stuff. It's not
people
just
really
streamers,
hated that
like,
Discord argument. I mean, it is a fair argument, right? To kind of bring up. I mean, like, there are third-party tools used in pretty much every single MMORPG. No, it's not. I mean, some games literally do have a voice chat, right? It's just, the thing is look at it this way. Why do they not want third-party... Before you guys all just jump on a bandwagon, why do they not want third-party tools used? Everybody answer truthfully. Why do they not want third-party tools used? I know that you guys are saying they mean plugins specifically, but seriously, why do they not want third-party tools used? Console players? See, I don't think that that's true. I think the main reason that they don't want third-party tools used is toxicity. They don't want people to attack other people and make them feel worse about themselves. They don't want people to be able to use the third-party tools to ruin somebody else's experience. Most toxicity happens in Discord now. Fundamentally, it seems like Discord would be a third-party tool that would want to have attention paid to it, right? So I'm not saying ban Discord, right? I'm just saying I don't think it's a terrible point to bring up. Like, toxicity is going to exist around the game. Not everything can be policed. That's the reason why I bring it up.
Plugins, yeah, exactly, man. And I hate streamers post on Asmon's subreddit. Oh, I absolutely hate people like that. I think they're the biggest losers. Let's see here. If nothing would happen, some salty reparbs didn't mass report the streamers. Mass reporting just to cancel content creators. Honestly, some level of maidenless behavior. That the DSW kill was sus and shouldn't be normalized. I don't know why. I don't know why. This is my opinion on this whole topic, right? We've talked about this now for like 2 days. There is obviously a difference between an add-on that gives you a timer of, like a debuff on a party frame. There's a difference between that and an add-on that like says verbally which ability is happening. Like, these are clearly different things. Like, I mean, really, there's no comparison between the two. I know that people try, well, yeah, but they're the same according to the TOS. Fuck that. Who gives a fuck about the TOS? Who gives a shit? They just write that in what is this, written by God? No, they can change it if they want. That's the point, yeah. So obviously everybody knows that there's a difference between the two things, and I think that some of the more helpful add-ons should be incorporated into the base game. I think that's basically what it comes down to. A countdown mechanic when it really tells you what to do without using a brain cell, exactly, and that's the kind of stuff that that's bad. And so I think it's just very disingenuous to compare something like something like the equivalent of bigwigs or weak auras to a UI changer, right? Something that changes where you can move your frames or remove a mana bar for a warrior. Like, I mean, this is just simply not the same thing. So I know people get pissed off about this kind of stuff, and I know they get mad, and, they try to say, oh, no, it's the same because of the TOS. Yeah, well, I don't really care about the TOS. I don't care. Like, it doesn't...
I actually want to make a clip of that and just play that every now and then. Like, watch, like, somebody suck a dick on stream and just play, like, the clip of Az and be like, I don't really care about TOS. Fuck the TOS.
people, like, they treat this like it's some sort of, like, infallible word of God. No, it's really not. There's obvious differences in everything, and it's important to keep in mind. Enjoy your ban? Oh, the thing is, you have to follow the TOS. It doesn't matter if you don't want to or not. You have to follow it, or you get in trouble. But that doesn't mean that you have to accept that it's infallible. Can't you say that I follow the rules, but I know that they're wrong?
Yeah, there is a thing where it's like you have to. I really do agree with this point because it's important. You can look at a law and say, I am not above the law.
People take a lot of what's going
Laws
on
exist
out of
for
context.
a reason.
Yes, they don't want third-party tools to include toxicity or to give an unfair advantage for encounters. But it's referring to third-party tools that affect the game. Discord doesn't affect the game.
I do see what you're trying to say, right? And I'm not like disagreeing with you outright. Like I'm not disagreeing with you outright. Like I think that you have a very good point. But I think that it's like worth discussing, right? Like you cannot always remove toxicity from a game. It's pretty impossible because you have people playing it. If you have robots playing it, there wouldn't be toxicity. So at a certain point, and this is actually, it kind of ties into what I was about to say. So let's tie it all together.
What did I miss?
A lot. It's been a long time. All right. So what Ad's been saying, and what I definitely agree with, is there is you can say, hey, look, I know I'm not above the law, but these laws are wrong. I understand why they're wrong, and I'm going to advocate for change. And then you still do that within the framework of the rules because rules keep everybody safe, right? It's a social contract that you have to take to make the world work. Most of the TOS on Twitch, for example, is kind of utter bullshit, right? There's a lot of stuff on Twitch which is dog shit. I would go as far as to say that Twitch doesn't even want that to be the TOS, but they're figuring out better ways to do it because they have to work within other frameworks, right? You have to look at the whole picture. Twitch has to keep the platform safe, so they can't say certain things about even what's going to get somebody banned, right? Because if they say those things outright, they're putting themselves on the hook for liability to other parties that exist. You can use DMCA as an example. Now, DMCA, in a lot of ways, absolutely fucking stupid, right? In a lot of ways, it's very outdated. It doesn't really protect the people that it's supposed to protect. It only hurts people, and it makes the world way less interesting. And, you know, for example, I shouldn't really even be able to watch Asmin doing this. Now, obviously, I have expressed, I have from him a permission, essentially, to watch his content, which he fully owns, because I'm his friend, if you guys didn't know that. And, you know what? With how short I am, I'm pretty sure Bilbo Baggins is my friend as well, so I think I was fine there as well. I don't think there's anything wrong with me watching that video, alright? But yeah, no, I think that what Asmin says is very important. And I think that when you start to look at all of the different things that are affecting which third-party tools are used and things like that, I think you can start to see that some change might be necessary. You know what I'm saying? Zena's argument is not that Discord is a third-party program that helps you clear content. It's that Final Fantasy XIV can't give a clear description of what a third-party programs are allowed and what isn't. Blanket statement, all third-party programs are prohibited. It's not helpful in conducting the players. Yeah, but you understand that Final Fantasy XIV has to fucking do that, right? Like, and that's why I use Twitch as an example. And I know that I'm probably like yelling a little bit. I just want you to know, like, I'm not like yelling at you. Very good thing to say. Like, very good paragraph. Thank you, Paragraph Peter. I'm not like yelling at you. I'm yelling because I'm passionate. I think that it's very good to sometimes say that so people know that you're not like freaking out at them, because sometimes you are, sometimes you aren't. I just want to let you guys know. I'm just yelling in general. I do not hate the Final Fantasy XIV community. I am not Pyromancer. Now, when you actually look at what Final Fantasy XIV has to do, it's because they also have rules that they have to follow, right? They also have rules that they have to follow. The rules that they have to follow makes it so they have to do those blanket statements, and they have to make it as wide as possible so they have the leeway that they need if they need to come down with the ban. It sucks, but that's the reason that it happens. And the issue here, look, that leeway, they need to keep it for themselves for a liability reason. How long did Xenos stream? How long did he stream with third-party tool up? And I'm not doing this to snitch, right? I'm literally not doing this to snitch. I'm doing this to prove a point. Fucking years, bro. And he got banned one time, and I don't think it was for that, right? It was for being toxic in chat, right? He's literally always streamed with that up. And you know what? I guarantee you they didn't like it, but they never banned him for it. Because they were giving the players the same leeway that they were taking to keep their product safe. The problem isn't the devs. The problem is the toxic people playing the game. And they're the reason that we don't have the tools in the first place. You realize that they're fucking us on both ends, right? Those toxic people are fucking our faces and our butts right now. They have literally taken us on a private jet to Paris, a toxic private jet to Paris, and they are just taking us to the Eiffel Tower, man. The thing is, they're the reason why we don't have a lot of those third-party tools, right? Now, obviously, third-party tools can go too far. I come from the era of World of Warcraft where we used to use a little thing called ADR. I don't even fucking remember at this point, right? That thing was very toxic. That made the game worse. It literally was a GPU hack that told you where all the mechanics were going to land way before they ever landed there. You walked to the one safe place in the room, Professor Putricide. You stood there the entire time and you did your fucking rotation. Like, that shit ruined the game. It literally ruined the game. You didn't have to play the game, right? Something like that should be banned. Now, what I think should happen is if a game allows for third-party tools, I think a lot of the time what should happen is if you're going to let people mod, let them mod, ban them whenever the fuck you want. If it goes too far, ban them, literally ban them. And if they make something good, buy it. Buy it from them. Buy them out and have them work on it for the actual game. Because that way, why would people want to make something if they thought that they were going to get kicked out of it? Like, why would somebody want to make an add-on that is going to get absolutely deleted when they can make an add-on which follows the community guidelines and they have potential to make money? Give them a financial interest in helping the community instead of hurting it. Bots will always be a thing? Oh, I don't disagree with you. Yeah, I don't disagree with you. There is no getting rid of them. I agree there's no getting rid of them. You know how you get people to do what you want? You pay them to do it. And you can disagree with me right now, right? Like, I could be wrong, but this is my opinion. Money always finds a way. Why are there bots? Like, why are there bots? Because it makes them money, right? It literally makes them money. Why do people break laws? Because it makes them money. There are other sick reasons that people break laws, for sure, but most of the time that people break laws is because they want to make money. If you make the most financially lucrative path, the path that you want people to walk down, then you just turn them into little ants running around in your maze. So do that. Do that, because a lot of these people are creating stuff that these companies, even if they're a huge company, don't have time to invest into. So fucking do that. The thing is, a lot of the companies, you know, they don't actually like buy the stuff out. What they end up doing is they just end up making it themselves. All right, let's keep watching this, though.
I think that's fair enough. I think that's completely reasonable. And absolutely. TOS is the same people who say, Professor, you didn't take our homework? Yeah, exactly. People only care about TOS when it's very unfair. Yeah, it's so obvious it's so obvious the perspective to have, and nobody can really seem to understand that. Can't expect a company to hold themselves to their own rules. What can you expect them to do? Exactly. Yeah, it's just, come on. And so that's generally what I think, is that I think that there's very clearly a difference between mods and add-ons that augment your gameplay and give you extra levels of awareness in terms of telling you whenever mechanics are happening that you wouldn't necessarily have access to, or like they basically make mechanics that make the raid easier, right? In a way that's not just a UI feature. I think there's a big difference between that and something like G-Shade. I do. I think it's a very big difference, and one of them is okay in my mind and the other one isn't. I don't care what the TOS says. That's what
I actually do not understand why people use G-Shade. Why would you use G-Shade? Why are you that desperate to become a triple legend? I don't understand. I literally don't understand. I made you a new emo. Dude, that's so good. This is like the new Dies of Cringe. Except it's like to be used for everything. Dude, this is actually my new favorite emo.
Definitely true in a lot of cases. We don't need a slidecast add-on to do the same thing by an emote. Oh, I agree. I know that you don't need to. You think you're so...
Dies honorable. Dude, that's so good. Dies honorable.
Much better than us. WoW Andes, Final Fantasy Andes, Lost Ark Andes, and then there's the React Andy. Okay, dude. I mean, you're not wrong. Let's be fucking honest, man. Yeah, let's be fucking honest. Yes, the React Andes, this is what I've said many times, is that I think that React content is the future. I've always been a big fan of React content. I've watched React content for years, and I think that it's more interesting. Now, I think that gaming...
Yeah, well, I think you're... I think, shut up.
Gaming is like... I don't know, it's like sprinkles on a cupcake, you know? It's just, do you, like, are the sprinkles the best thing about the cupcake? Not really, but it you know, it adds a little bit of flavor and it makes it look good, you know? You have a little bit of games in between and you have a little bit of fun. The way I do it is like this, is like if I don't have a game that I'm really like intent on playing and people like watching, I just don't really fuck around with it, man. Like, why try to push a square peg into a circular hole?
Please peg me, brother. No, I actually, my whole thing, and this has been really hard because for like a long time I kind of based my schedule off of Asmin, and when I didn't, it was like actually really easy to do this with Final Fantasy. I would go live, I would react for a little bit, would do all that, and then would get into the MSQ, and then after I would play a different game, right? And like that's nice, you know, that's kind of like, it's a set show with like a set schedule, and that's what I really want to do again, but I'm still figuring out that schedule, and that's why I'm just going to do a subathon, because it'll help me figure it out. I love my name, Andrew/Andy. It's used for everything. Oh man, we got an Andy over here. When was the last time you checked LSF? Bro, LSF? I don't really check LSF anymore because I kind of feel like LSF is just terrible now. Like, I actually feel like LSF turned really toxic, and I just stopped going on it. I really don't like LSF. And for a little while, I didn't really care what was going on Twitch either. Yeah, like, I don't know. I think it's dying now because it's so toxic, and I think a new thing will happen, and it'll just be better. LSF is always toxic. I mean, look, this kind of goes with what we were talking about. There's always going to be a toxic portion to anything, right? Like, there's always going to be. LSF, for the most part, for years, was just funny clips, you know? And then it just turned into, like... I never read the comments, because most of the people who were commenting were, like, literally just fucking weirdos. And you just avoided the comments, and it was so good. The clips started to get bad. Like, the clips started to be stuff that was, like, really focused on being toxic. Yo, champion of Naps.
Rich Kid
Thank you very
Prime,
much for the
Rich Kid
18 months.
Prime, Rich Kid
Thank you.
Prime, Rich Kid Prime, Rich Kid Prime.
I remember LSF when it was funny game fails and clips. It's pretty hateful nowadays. I think there was like a sweet spot where it was really cool. I don't know. I just haven't gone on in a while. I'm not gonna react to it on stream anymore. I'm still gonna watch stuff like it, but yeah, it's just not. It's not for me anymore. I wasn't having fun with it.
There's no reason. Just try to enjoy what you like doing and just do that. 90% of your content's React content. The other 10% is shitty transmogs. Yeah, you're actually right about that yesterday, for sure. And but if everyone reacts, who will make the content? Will you react to other people's reactions?
Top Tech is better.
Obviously.
Yup.
Watch Game Drama Investigator video about plugins. I think a lot of people don't understand what the real problem is. Maybe I'll look into that. I don't really know yet. If people post a link to it, I'll definitely take a look at it that way. Everyone knows all shapes go into square hole. Yeah, true. We're a different breed. We're here for Asmon's opinion on personality. You wait 8-hour intro for the stream to start. For us, the intro is the stream. We're not equal. Fucking dude. This emote, I remember the Asmon's. Do you remember everybody had an Asmon CD emote? Holy shit. That's so crazy to think of. I remember I had this, and it was like 2015. No, it was not 2015.
Wait, can't you not have CD emotes anymore? Like, isn't that like it's like not okay anymore, right? Everybody had a CD forever. I actually stopped having a CD. Oh, CD what? CD's nuts. I just didn't have one. I stopped having one. Or I never made one.
It was like 2017. It was like right after Doc had a thing, and everybody made their own emote of like their themselves with a mustache and sunglasses on, and everybody would meme. It's like whenever you think back on it, it's really kind of fucking brutal, right? Everybody would just meme Dr. Disrespect cheating on his wife. I mean, it's pretty heartless, right? But everybody did it, and people thought it was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, and it was just like anytime somebody said transparent, right? Anytime that somebody said transparent, it would just be the CD.
That went on for quite a while. Intro Giga Chads assemble. Yeah, exactly. And it's ironically leave the stream out to React content, so let's leave it on second monitor, etc. Yeah, sure. I think that I think that talking and doing that kind of stuff is generally what's page of several Final Fantasy subreddits are swallowed by drama. Big name content creators are starting to have absolute meltdowns. Pyromancer starts stream with mods enabled. Chat warns him he'll probably get banned. Has a meltdown. Yells at chat. In stream early. Mr. Happy hasn't said shit. Most likely because he's in the clean and he's supporting Square Enix's decisions. Arthur's is shitting himself. Mostly quiet, but showing clear fear. Xenosis, Xeno is highly vocal because he's also scared, being intellectually dishonest and saying retarded shit like Discord is cheating. All they have to do is not fucking stream using mods enabled. Fear.
Bro, there are so many weird viewers on Twitch. It's like actually insane. I haven't watched Pyro's meltdown, but
Xenosis, Xeno is highly vocal because he's also scared, being intellectually dishonest and saying retarded shit like Discord is cheating. All they have to do is not fucking stream using mods enabled. Holy shit, man. This is really turning into it's a real experience. Oh my fucking god. Look at this. You guys remember whenever the WoW Exodus happens, people like Limit Maxter are grading, modifying his whole UI, and showing ACG on stream? Well, I think the reason why people do that is because there's a culture here, like the guy that we interviewed yesterday, he was right. There's a huge culture here in North America of modding games. Like, this is just what people do. So, like, there's gonna...
I told Asmon this as well. Like, one of the biggest things when we were in, like, game design school, you literally took modding classes. Like, modding is a huge part of gaming culture. And what they told you in game school was if you wanted to be a game developer, you didn't make a game first, you modded a game, and that was what you would show the company. You would show them the mods that you made, and that's how you made a name for yourself. One of my professors at school, actually, insanely good modder. He worked on Black Mesa project for Half-Life. So there are a lot of different gaming cultures, and there are a lot of places where people can clash.
Gonna be to a certain
dude. Pyro is so hostile. I stopped watching him while before he had a meltdown. Look. Here's the thing that I'll say about Pyro, in Pyro's defense, without even watching it. The thing that probably happened to Pyro that most people here can't understand is Pyro basically, he's been a content creator for a really long time. Final Fantasy XIV came along, and his shit blew up in a way that it hadn't really blown up in a while. You all of a sudden get used to what that community's like. It's super positive at the beginning, and then the Final Fantasy XIV community can start getting really fucking weird. And they'll come into your chat every day, and like there's gonna be weird people there that are really gonna be toxic, and you try to control it and try to like moderate the chat, and you end up becoming really hard to watch if you do it the wrong way, because you're constantly fighting with certain people in the chat. It's what happens with a lot of streamers when their community gets like really big really fast, right? Is chat were being mostly fine? I'm asking you to try to look at something in from somebody else's perspective, right? You have no idea what he's been going through as a person, just like I have no idea what you've been going through as a person your entire day. Somebody who comes into the stream right now and just goes, "Hey, Rich, you fucking suck." It's very easy for me to sit there and be like, okay, this person's really fucking annoying, right? I don't like this person. They could have just had the worst fucking day ever, and I could have just said something that triggered them and made them super upset, right? So when you're a streamer, people see that. And like, for example, I got really pissed off during parts of my Final Fantasy XIV playthrough, and I really didn't like how I streamed on certain days because of that, right? Like my girlfriend and I had just broken up, which I was pretty upset about. I was going through like a lot of big changes in my life in general, and like honestly, sometimes I have difficulty streaming right now too, because every day like I wake up and like I just have to have sex with my incredibly attractive porn star girlfriend, and we have a lot of fun playing Magic the Gathering together and watching it. Oh my god, this is really hard for me. Oh my god, fuck. It's just so hard to go live because everything's so good. No, in all seriousness, like I had some really bad days, right? I had some really fucking bad days on stream, and I was miserable. I was literally miserable, and all I wanted to do was sit down and stream and be the best streamer possible, and that was what I would say to myself. But the truth of the matter was I wanted chat to be nice to me to make me feel better, right? And it's very hard to admit that as a streamer. I was streaming for myself a lot of the time when I was streaming Final Fantasy XIV. I literally wanted to wake up and I wanted to see chat and I wanted to feel really fucking good because my chat made me feel fucking good. Final Fantasy XIV made me feel good. And when you forget that you're not streaming for yourself to feel good, and that, like the really great streamers that last a really long time, they actually stream to entertain. And I try to do that. I'm not always perfect, right? But I've been around a long time. I've had my ups, I've had my downs, and I'm pretty okay with that. But I think that Pyro in a lot of ways, and now I honestly can't speak to whether or not Pyro is a good guy. I don't fucking know him. Dude, he could literally be the worst person alive, or he could be the best person alive. I don't fucking know. I've watched his stream for like maybe a total of like an hour over the course of like several streams. I've seen him in chats before, and I've watched 1 or 2 of his YouTube videos. I don't fucking know the guy. Dude, he could literally eat people's fingers. He could be a murderer, or he could literally be fucking Jesus Christ. I do not know. I literally do not know who he is as a person. He could be anywhere on that spectrum of people. I have no fucking idea. But I do know that sometimes, you know, streaming isn't as easy as people make it out to be, and it's easy to fuck up, right? It's easy to make a mistake. So I'm assuming that that's what it is, and that doesn't mean that you're not accountable for that mistake, right? I had days where I freaked out on my chat as well. I'm happy with my level of meltdowns, because my level of meltdowns left me with like the perfect community for me, and I'm really I'm pretty happy. Like I'm really happy with my life, and I'm very fortunate. I don't think that like many people feel this way with streams. A lot of people with streams really, like, their goal is to make sure that they get another day. Like, they want another day of the stream. They want to keep the stream at that level always, right? And part of that's because of money. Part of it's because they want to wake up and they want to have that like constant dopamine from their chat. Final Fantasy XIV for me, I like look back on it as like the best thing that ever happened, and I don't need to have it again. Like, it was perfect. And that place in my life, and that's why I don't stream Final Fantasy XIV every day, right? From a money standpoint, it would probably make more sense for me, right? But the thing is if you try to just hold on to like, if you try to just like fucking hold on to shit, like if you just try to hold on, you miss new shit. Like, you just miss new life experiences. And obviously streaming is an experience that's going to be different to other people, right? Not all of you are going to stream, but every single person is going to hold on to something at some point in your life, and like letting go, you'll catch something new at some point. Like, and trust me, I still, all of the time, anybody who can, it's so easy to give that advice, right? It's so easy to point to a time that I've maybe done something right for my overall mental well-being. That doesn't mean that I don't fuck up all the time, right? Like, it's not like this type of thing where it's like, oh, I made the right decision one time, I have reached nirvana. Like, I'm based and awoken, and like, it's not like that, right? I mess up all the fucking time. I find myself making mistakes all the fucking time, and you know, you guys probably see them sometimes. But one of the things that I do feel like I did right was how I treated Final Fantasy, and it made me super fucking happy. It really did. And I still think about it, and I'll always be happy that I did that. And then I quit Final Fantasy for sex. Yeah, true. No, I just I can see where Pyro maybe snapped. And that doesn't mean that he always would. Snapping isn't like permanent, you know, but you try to hold on, and you realize that your stream's like a little bit different in Final Fantasy XIV in particular, right? Because Final Fantasy XIV, there's a large portion of the community that I'm very lucky. The type of content that I do and have done, I do have my own community. I literally cannot I can go like months without streaming. I can go and stream like random fucking shit, and I always kind of have people there that are still down to watch over all these years, which I'm very thankful for. And also, I don't need to stream for money, which very few streamers have that. So I'm like very lucky, right? I'm like one of the luckiest people in the world. But Final Fantasy XIV is a very weird game where you kind of know that it's ending, right? And have you ever like gotten to the place where you're You're at like the end of a book, and you're like, oh no. You're like, oh man, this is really sad. Like, I don't want this to end. This is like the best thing that's ever happened to me. Like, I love all these characters. Like, what am I gonna do now? Like, Final Fantasy XIV has that moment, and then it's kind of amplified if you're a streamer, because you're like, oh shit, my life is gonna change. Like, my life is legitimately going to change. My life is changing at the second that this is over, right? Because like half of the people who were there for me were not necessarily part of my community. They were just there for one thing that I was a part of, which was that playthrough, which was super, super cool, right? But you know that your life is going to change forever. And for me, it was obviously like this bittersweet thing. I was actually super happy when I was done. I remember I actually called, I was dreading the final stream, but I remember I actually called Mia like right after I was done. I was really fucking stressed about doing my Final Fantasy XIV playthrough justice with that last stream. And I dreaded it. I dreaded that I wasn't going to be a good enough streamer. And I like literally didn't want to stream the expansion. I was so fucking nervous for it to end. Not because I was like, oh shit, what am I going to do next? Like, I don't have Final Fantasy XIV to stream anymore. I was just so nervous that like that last stream I wouldn't do a good job. And that everything that I did, like everything that I worked for, I wouldn't do it justice. And I remember beating that game and going, like finishing the story and just going, oh my God, that was the best stream I ever had. And I remember it was snowing that day in New York. And I remember, you know, everything that had just happened with my grandmother, and I was like on the phone with me, and I was just crying. And it was like a 14-hour stream, and it was one of the best streams of my life, and one of the best days of my life. And yeah, I don't know. I don't even know why I said all of that right now. Like, I don't really know what. But I was very nervous for that stream. And you know that your life is going to change after you're done with the MSQ, right? You do know that. But it can definitely do weird things to certain people. You still have 7.0 coming for it. Oh, yeah, no, I know that. But for me, the end of, like, that story, you know? I spent a year almost of my life getting through that story. And I wanted to make sure that I closed that chapter. You know, and I felt like I did, and it was a great story. It impacted me on like a huge level, just as far as the story went, and it's incredible memories for me. Yeah, and it went really well. But I understand, like, as for some people, it's gonna be like a lot harder. The stalling was legendary. Oh man, I never stalled on purpose, man. But I did have fun, and I'm a slow moving person with everything in my life. Kappa. See, the thing is, I'm gonna use that as an example though. There were times when that actually started to legitimately piss me off. Around Christmas, I think it was around Christmas, or maybe it was like a little bit before Christmas. I was going through times where like I would freak out every day too. Like, and the thing is like you stop taking stuff as memes and you start taking it seriously. It's just like a weird thing that happens. Yeah, it showed. Yeah, no, and it's like you don't know what to do. So that's why I'm saying like I don't know what happened with Pyro, but like it's a weird thing that happens. I feel so relaxed and safe.
Coast Guard
that's
pissed.
A real man.
The Coast Guard pissed.
Here, man.
Coast Guard
what
pissed.
A real man.
Coast Guard
Reel
pissed.
Me in, man.
Coast Guard
I
pissed.
wish I was the guy on your line.
Coast Guard
but
pissed.
Instead, I just
Coast Guard
motherfucking
pissed.
cry. Alone at night, wish I could be your little smooth.